welcome you to the faculty, and I want to tell you that we are all accessible to you.
Stick to your regular routine. Purpose why you are here, stick to it. Stick to it. I know many of you are into different kind of businesses, online trades and all that now. You know, all those are distractions for you.
And I like to say that if you start running away from university programs, you're not going to gain maximum. And that's where failure starts.
You must be neat and decent at all times. Because they say the way you dress is the way you are what? You are dressed.
I think it's a good opportunity for colloquium with students. And that's an opportunity for us to interact with you. And I want to formally welcome you to the Oluwakinkugbe Faculty of Pharmacy. I am the acting dean of the faculty. You have seen me during your matriculation. And for those that had problems, you would have seen me too. And with me, we're just building our staff. And we have with me today a number of staff that are here. Starting from here, you have Professor Mrs. C.A. Nishina. She's the one assisting me so far. Next to her is Dr. M.O. Oshago. Next to him is Professor A.I. Oyemito. And lastly, Professor Majakodi. We have some technical staff with me. Mrs. Olaleye. Technical staff of the Department of Pharmaceutical and Medicinal Chemistry. You have Caleb Adejo of the Department of Pharmaceutical Microbiology and Biotechnology, and Ahmed Sunday of the Department of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceutical Technology. I'm going to start. I've welcomed you to the faculty. And I want to tell you that we are all accessible to you. If you have any problem at all, we have a forum in which all of us are present. If you cannot put your message on that forum, you can message any of us individually. We are here to assist you to make your stay in Unimed a success. And I can assure you that as the pioneer team, I'm trying my best with my team to build a faculty of pharmacy you're all going to be very, very proud of. In fact, from the building to the equipment, by the time we finish, we'll probably be one of the best schools in the country. I happen to have spent my years in Obafemi Awolowo University, where I was a student as well as a lecturer. And yes, it was the first school of pharmacy. But because I'm pioneering this place, I'm hoping to build it in a better place than where I came from and where I will retire from soon. Not to spend too much of your time, the program is as follows. I'm already given my welcome and introduction. Then expected moral behavior and acceptable dress code will be given by Professor Christiana Ilushia. Faculty handbook, Dr. Tolu Lopeaja. Academic ethics and academic matters, Dr. M. Oshuguna. Other policies governing university life, sexual harassment policy, security, etc. Professor Majekodun. We wrote the counseling unit. Thank you for coming. Because we believe the counseling unit of the university should speak with you so that you know that you are not all alone. If you have any issues that you need to escalate to them, you'll be able to do so. Then, question and answer session. Then I'll give the closing remarks. What's this faculty all about? It was approved by the Senate on 7th October 2021 as the Colloquium Faculty of Pharmacy. And a trust was set up, Colloquium Education Trust, with about 8 members. I am a member too, because I'm in attendance. And that trust is facilitating the establishment of the Faculty of Pharmacy in the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo City, Ondo State. And is providing us with a 2-story faculty building. That faculty building is at the permanent site. And I can assure you, it has gotten to the roofing level. And we are trying all our best to make sure the faculty building is ready before you get into the second year. There are 6 departments in the faculty. You have the Department of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceutical Technology, headed by Dr. Monolola. Department of Pharmaceutical and Medicine and Chemistry by Professor Mrs. C. Ushino. Department of Clinical Pharmacy and Pharmacy Administration, Professor Mrs. M. O. Afolabi. Pharmacognosy and Herbal Medicine, Dr. Mrs. A. O. Adeputi. She should have been with us this morning, but TechFund is visiting and she has a national research project that she has to do. Department of Pharmaceutical Microbiology and Biotechnology, Dr. M. Oshuguna. And Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology, Professor I.A. Newton. So those are the people that are with me now. Hopefully, before you get into your second year, we will have many more staff. This is the 3D image of the faculty. Welcome, Peter. A first floor and a second floor. And it's going to be comfortable for anybody that even has any challenges, because there is a ramp that goes from down up to the second floor, to the first floor. So that even if you are using a wheelchair, you will be pushed to your walk effortlessly. We have 4 lecture theaters, sitting a minimum of 80 students in the building, a dean's office complex, 6 heads of department offices with provisions for secretarial staff, 7 laboratories, 4 professorial offices, other institute offices 5, big offices 10, other offices 13, and there is a library. I'm seizing this opportunity to tell you that you won't regret training as a pharmacist, because there are various levels of opportunity that are open to you when you complete. You can operate in these 5 broad areas. They are broad, but they are broken down into a lot. You can be in community pharmacy, those who see that open the pharmacies and sell medicine there. You can be a hospital pharmacist. There are a lot of vistas opening up in hospital pharmacy. You can be in academia like me, in which you are engaged in training others to become a pharmacist, as well as undertake research to further the frontiers of knowledge. You can be in the industry. These are people who make your medicines. There are people who work making the medicines, having quality control on them, and there are people who market the medicines. So those are the broad 2 areas in industry. Then you have the regulatory and administrative. These are people who work with government. Here you have the Ministry of Health, you have the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, you have NAFDAC, and you have international organizations with which you can work. What are the exciting new developments in pharmacy? There are new types of therapies. We are changing from small molecule drugs to biologics. And that's why you heard me saying Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology. Because most drugs now that are coming out are biotechnology engineered drugs. And we need to train, as teachers, we need to anticipate the development so that we get you trained. You have gene therapy, in which you are replacing genes to cure diseases. You have pharmacogenomics. And what that means is that as you're all sitting here, one dose of drug does not fit all of you. You would have imagined, maybe it has happened to you before, that what somebody else uses, if you use it, you probably have a reaction, it doesn't function for you. So that now, you probably test people, know their genetic makeup, so that you can tailor which drug they will take. It's a developing area. And you have this broad area of artificial intelligence. You know, that is the in thing now. And I'm hoping that by the time you're getting to the faculty, either the university or the faculty itself would have developed a course in artificial intelligence. Because it is necessary to be exposed to it so that you can feed into it and really exploit it in your practice. Thank you. I think this has set the stage for my other colleagues to join me. I'll call on Professor C.A. Commissioner to come.
And my fellow colleagues, I thought I've given you a brief introduction as to why we are here today. And my topic is expected moral behavior and acceptable dress code. As pharmacy students, you are a specialized group of students. I'm sure you should know that by now. You can't just be involved in anything that goes on campus. So you are distinguished students, and you should see yourself as such. So there are some behaviors that are expected of you, you know, and then the dress code and so on. So I'll just run through because of time. Well, the first thing I want to say is that when you are here to acquire knowledge and skill and to be trained to become future pharmacists, isn't it? Yes. But apart from that, you know, you also need to develop yourself. In OAU, there is a slogan that is for learning and culture. You also need to learn culture, learn morals, learn behaviors that are acceptable into society. So it's not just learning, it's not just book and book all the time. You have to learn some moral and ethical things that will help you develop yourself and make you to become professionals that you are training to be. So the question is, how do you exhibit morality in your academic and non-academic life? Okay, so you are students now, so you have your academic life, but outside school, you are still human beings, isn't it? So your life is still one person. So you don't need to differentiate, you don't need to compartmentalize your life into, okay, I'm a student, and as far as my studies is concerned, these are the things I must do. Then outside my studies, then I can behave anyhow. No. So both your academic and your non-academic life must be in agreement, and they must work together so that you develop your whole person, your whole being is developed together, not just one-sided. So you need to grow in these qualities, you need to know the qualities and grow, develop in them. You must also show responsibility and care and honesty. We're still going to mention them, and that must be in all things and at all times. Not just in one aspect that I've mentioned, but in all things and at all times. You must be true to yourself. You must also be true to others. Because as you are all seated here now, you are all colleagues, you are all classmates, then your family, you have your family members, You have maybe in your hostel, you have people that you are living with in your hostel that are your hostel mates and all that. So you have people, you always have people around you. You can't live in isolation. So you must be true to yourself and be true to people that are around you. Okay? Then these values, as I've mentioned, will help you to decide or to discern between what is right and what is wrong at all times. You'll be able to discern between, okay, this decision I'm taking, is it the right decision for me now? Or is it a wrong decision? So when you have those qualities, those moral behaviors, you'll be able to discern between what is good, what is right for you at every given point in time. Then these values also will help you to develop personal or pleasant personality and strong character. Sometimes your skills, your knowledge, your certificate, may not be able to take you to some levels in life. It's your character that will take you to those levels. If they are looking for somebody that is honest, will they be able to recommend you? If somebody is looking for someone said something that yesterday that really touched me. He said a man came to help him to paint, somebody came to help him to paint his house. And let's assume he gave him 25,000 naira for the painting, the workmanship, and everything. He said at the end of the exercise, the painter returned 5,000 naira to him. And he said, for what? He said, this after all the work and then my own charges, everything, you still have 5,000 naira left, and I came to return your money to you. I imagine that level of honesty. Okay? So, if you are the same person, will you do that? That is not common in our society today. But I want you to start training yourself and reorienting yourself that you want to be an honest person. Then, this value, as I mentioned, will help you to develop strong character, personal. And the woman said that till today, any time she has to do anything that has to do with painting or anybody around her, she will always recommend that man. So she has gotten a lot, much more over. Apart from that 5,000 naira she gave back. I gave back at that time. So you must learn these qualities and develop yourself and develop them in yourself. It doesn't come cheaply. It will not just jump on your lap. It's something you have to learn. It's something you have to develop yourself into. And then you have to wear them. As you wear your clothes this morning, you put on your dresses, isn't it? So you also wear these qualities and you carry them along with you daily. Everywhere you go, you carry them along. So let's just look at some of the essential and expected behaviors or qualities. Number one is respect. So you have to respect other people's opinion, other people's views. Do you understand? You have to respect people irrespective of their age, their status, social status, irrespective of their gender, their religious inclination and all that. You have to respect people. Then you must be patient with other people. Patience is very important. It's lacking in our society today because everybody wants to shit on others. They want to they want to take the advantage. They want to take advantage of other people. So we have lacked patience. So you must be patient with others. And again, the reason why you have to be patient is that you don't know where that person is coming from. You don't know his or her story. So don't be judgmental. Don't jump into conclusion about people. You have to be patient to understand them and be able to relate with other people. Then I've mentioned honesty, which is the best policy. You must learn that. Then discipline. You must be disciplined with your time. As students, you have all the time now. So you will think that you don't have time, but you have all the time now to focus on your studies. I'm not sure you are being bored with how you will pay your school fees, how you are going to feed. Somebody is thinking about that for you. Somebody is laboring over you to do that now. So you have all the time. So you must discipline yourself on how to use and maximize the time you have now in developing yourself. Then be disciplined with the use of money, resources. Leaders are not disciplined, that's why they can embezzle. So if you are disciplined with the little you have now, if you have 10 naira, you know how to discipline yourself that you can still save even 10 out of 1 naira out of that 10 naira. It's part of discipline. Okay? Then kindness. Do good to others. What you want others to do to you, do to them. So do good and do good without expecting anything in return, without expecting a payback, without expecting a kickback, without expecting somebody to even say thank you. Just do good and move on. Then hard work. Hard work. They said hard work pays. Don't cut corners. So hard work pays. If you are studious, if you take your studies very seriously, there are a lot of opportunities, just as Prof has mentioned, a lot of opportunities open to you. And in your generation now, there are lot of opportunities all over the world, but it's for those that are hardworking. It's not just for anybody, but people that stands out morally, academically, and in every other way. Then fidelity, keep yourself. Don't be involved in illicit relationships, preserve yourself, keep yourself. There is time for everything. The time you have now is for you to focus on your study. Then you move on to other stages of life as you progress. Then gratitude, being grateful, being thankful, okay? Cultivate it now. If somebody, maybe just a little help, just say thank you. That's one thing that is also lacking. People are not grateful anymore. They don't think that is their right. Nothing is your right. It's just a privilege. So learn to be grateful, learn to be thankful, learn to be contented with what you have. If you are not contented with what you have, you'll be lured into what you don't want to do. Okay? Then cooperation. Practice collaboration. Collaborate with one another. See yourself as a team and work together as a team. And then assist one another to pursue your common goal. Your common goal is to obtain a PharmD degree, and that is the goal. That's the reason why you are all here. So you can assist one another to pursue. Then be responsible. Stick to your regular routine. You are here. The purpose why you are here. Stick to it. Stick to it. I know many of you are into different kind of businesses, online trades, and all that now. All those are distractions for you. Just don't get yourself involved in such things. Be responsible. Your parents are laboring. Don't waste your time. An extra 1 year, extra 1 semester you spend in school is a lot. Okay? Apart from the money involved, your time, opportunity that you have gained, you have been lost, and so many other things. So, be responsible, stick to your routine, stick to the purpose why you are here. Many other behaviors that are expected of you, but I will stop here. But above all, fear God. Above all, fear God. Fear God, because He's the one who gives wisdom, and He's the one who can help you navigate life. He's the one who can help you. He's the one that has a compass that can help you to navigate life. So the acceptable dress code for you is that your dressing must be neat and decent. Must be neat and decent. You should dress like professionals. You can see how our pros are dressed. Even our mommy here. Everybody is neatly dressed, wearing jacket, shirt and jacket, even our brother here. So you must be neat and decent at all times. Because they said the way you dress is the way you are what? You are dressed. If I just see anybody on the way and you just wear something, maybe this kind of jeans that you people wear all around, that is torn everywhere, I won't look at you. I won't see you as a responsible person. Okay? So decency includes the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you respond to issues, the way you respond to other people. Okay, so you must be decent. Don't leave any part of you, especially the ladies. Don't wear dresses that will leave any part of your sensitive part of your body exposed for no reason. Okay? Somebody showed a picture sometimes of the Queen of England and another person. You always see a Queen of England. She will always dress neatly. She will be suited up and all that. So this is royalty. Because she's a royalty, she dressed like a royalty. She dressed as such. But you see the other picture, the lady was all over, she was just wearing rags, every part of her body was exposed. So somebody was like, who will you respect? If you are to respect any of these two people, who will you respect? Of course, it's the person that is neatly dressed. So be careful what you wear. Don't just allow the society and the things going on around to influence how you behave. And then jewelry, you must keep jewelry to minimum level. If you are going to use jewelry at all, it should be minimal. Okay? No ankle chains, no nose piercing. Some people will pierce their nose. They will pierce 3, 4, 5 places on their ears. They are not necessary. They are not needful. Coming to classes, they are not going for sports. They are not going for a casual walk. They are coming for a serious business. So dress as such. So casual wears are not allowed. And then you must be modest. Okay? Part of being decent is being modest. Be modest in your dressing. Then for the laboratory dressing, well, you need a clean, white front, buttoned laboratory coat. I'm sure you have your laboratory coat. Okay? And when you wear your laboratory coat, it must be buttoned. You don't just wear your laboratory coat and then leave it flowing or hanging. No, you button it up. Okay, your laboratory coat is very important. And then you must have your student tag. I don't know if you have student tags already, or your ID card must be with you at all times, part of your dressing. I've mentioned the jewelry must be minimal. Then your fingernails must be kept at minimum as well. Don't have fingernails that are so long and okay. Then for the female, your hairdo, you see some people, they will have their braids is as long as their ankle. You know, it's not acceptable. So for females, your hairdo must be tied up, must be clipped, because you are working in the laboratory, whether chemical laboratory or biological laboratory. You don't want your hair to catch fire, because you are going to be using, maybe you are using Bunsen burner, or you are using a hot water bath or whatever. Okay, you don't want fire outbreak. So, and these are rubber, plastics materials. All these are attachments and all that. So you have to be very careful. Keep your hair short. If it's going to be long, you have to pack it, neatly pack or clip. Like this lady now, is not. You can't bring this to the lab. It's not acceptable. Okay. Then, if you are going to, if any head covering is to be worn at all, okay, the material design and the method of wearing should ensure that you are safe and other people in the laboratory also are safe. Because we know that for Muslims, they have to put some head gear or put some head covers. Okay, whatever you want to put as head cover must not jeopardize the safety of other people. Then for your footwear, the acceptable footwear is a footwear that is covered up. Maybe sneaker or but not flip-flop or slipper, bedroom slippers is not acceptable. Okay, so you need to have. You don't need to have so many. Maybe one or two. But once you keep it neat and clean, you are good to go. Okay, so for the required safety in the laboratory, veils and flowing gowns do not meet professional dress codes, and therefore they are not allowed. Like the hijabs and the asabis, or what do they call them? All these flowing gowns, they are not allowed in the laboratory. So if you are going to be wearing that, maybe you have to put it off and then wear your lab coat or something. There is this picture I would have showed you, and I wanted to ask that, is any of you familiar with it? Maybe you can see it from me this time. Is any of you familiar with this? Yes. Where is it? Okay, the Shida campus. So when you get back, I want you to go and look at it again. You will see those things that are decent and those ones that are not decent. And you accept the ones that are decent. Thank you very much.
So I'll quickly run through. You all have a copy of your student handbook, and it's very, very essential. You study it very well. If you are going to write that down, I want to just draw your attention in the next 5-10 minutes to relevant parts that you need to concentrate on. The first one is that in your professional years, you are going to cover 3 main areas: general education, basic and preclinical sciences, then professional studies and training. Then the skills and competencies that we intend to instill in you are well spelled out. I don't want to be repeating anything. I'm just drawing your attention to them. The total number of credit units that you're going to study in your 6 years is 247 credit units. And it will consist of didactic classroom courses, laboratory classes, experiential training. That is, you go out into practice arena and work, not just sit in laboratories. Duration of the program is for 6 academic sessions for those admitted to 100 level and 5 for those admitted by direct entry. And normally, No student should spend more than 9 academic sessions for those that are admitted through JAM. And for those through direct entry, you can't spend more than 8 academic sessions. These are things you need to know so that when it comes, you don't start begging. All candidates are normally required to attend a minimum of 75% of each prescribed course. And we check this by taking attendance at all times. Then your continuous assessment and so on has been well listed. Then the course unit system and the meaning of your course codes is there. For pharmacy, once you get into 200 level, the minimum pass mark is 50%, not 45 again, 50. And for some specific courses, it's 60% because they are moderated by our professional body, not by us. We're just doing it for them. So if you don't score 60%, you've not passed. Then calculation of grade point average and so on. Then your progress throughout the program is another thing you need to look at. What is expected of me at 100 level? Thank God Mr. Lucian said about being focused, talked about being focused. If you know what is expected of you, you will be focused. Yes, there might be make-up time in the university, but there are maximum is 2 subjects. Please note all this. Then progression and withdrawal from the faculty is spelled out. And it's written in black and white here that you have to pass all your 100 level courses before you move into the faculty. Please, if you have not done well in your first semester, please face your second semester exams very well, so that at least you can pass all those, and probably during makeup, you can make up for what you have failed or not done well in your first semester. Those are the areas of the handbook that you need to face. Then the course codes and the global courses for all the years are here. And the course content you're going to go through are well written. In case you have any questions, like I've said, you can see any of us. And I did mention last time that we're going to have a course advisory system in which we're going to divide students up and match you with specific lecturers, maybe 4 or 5 per lecturer, so that whenever you have problems, those are the people you go to. We are unable to do it here because most of my colleagues are visiting lecturers. Those of us really on ground now, there are only 3. That's why we cannot do it. But I can assure you that maybe by the time you are getting into the 200 level, we're going to do that because more staff will resume permanently by 1st of August this year. And hopefully you'll see employ some more. Thank you.
The dean of the faculty, the professors in our midst, colleagues, members of the staff, students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Yes, I will not to waste time. I will go straight to what I've been asked to address here this afternoon. And it's about academic ethics and academic matters. First of all, when we talk about academic ethics, what are we saying here? We are talking about principles and standards of conduct that guide individuals within academic community. What are the expected conducts from pharmacy students? Because you have to conduct yourself in such a way that people will know that, okay, you are from pharmacy. What are the principles upon which academic ethics have been anchored, about 6 or 7 of them. The first one has to do with honesty and integrity. The second one has to do with respect. The third one, fairness. Fourth one, responsibility. Fifth one, objectivity. Sixth, collaboration. And seventh, policy adherence. Now, I choose to list all these things out. The details or the explanations I have for them are as Professor Ilusin has just discussed with you under moral behavior. What are we saying about honesty? You have to be honest at all times. Whether in the course of attending lectures or writing your reports, you have to be honest. What about integrity? You have to be student of integrity. And I want you to understand one thing about integrity. It is an absolute standard. It is either you have integrity or you don't have it at all. There is nothing like a partial integrity. When we talk about fairness, yes, you have to be fair to others. You treat them without fear or favor. Respect, you have to show courtesy, whether to your peers or to your lecturers or others. Don't let me waste time going into what is expected, but if you listen to what Professor Ilusin said, under moral behavior, you can actually attach to them. Now, the other part of what I have to discuss with you has to do with academic matters. As students, where does the issue of academic matter start? The first part has to do with attending lectures. It is your responsibility to ensure that you make yourself available for lectures. And what is the rule there? Any course where you don't have 70 to 75% attendance, you are not eligible to write the examination of such a course. So if you don't have 70-75% attendance and somebody is actually telling you that you cannot write that exam, you have to know why. It is an academic ethics that you have to know. The other part has to do with practicals. You have to know that pharmacy is a practical inclined course or program. You have to make yourself available for practicals too. But in the course of practicals, many things will happen there. I will give you examples of what you are going to come across. Especially if you are doing dispensing, you are going to come across some medicaments. They call them controlled drugs, but you label them as poisons. For example, codeine. You will come in contact with it. If you don't have integrity, if you are not honest, you are going to weigh 2 grams or 1 milligram and you say you have, or you weigh 1 gram and you record maybe 200 milligrams. Is that honesty? Just because you feel this is codeine, you have access. If you do and you are caught, I will not tell you that it will lead to summary dismissal. Or in the course of your practical again, you are asked to formulate a motion. And you now see that what you have been trying to formulate is not forming. And you look right, left, what happens? You have something to eat. I will not tell you, so that your emotion can form. That is distrust. Approach your practical with open mind. Are we here? Now, let me go to pharmaceutical microbiology. What we teach here is patience. What we teach there is punctuality, and what we teach there is perseverance. Making how many? 3. Where is the issue of being punctual comes from? Where is the issue of perseverance comes from? A lot of things there. You are asked to incubate your plate for 24 hours. If you are not patient, you go there before 24 hours. You are not going to have what we want you to see there. You get there after 24 hours. You are not giving us what we want to hear from you. It is when you get there at the right time, which has to do with punctuality now. That is when you are going to see what we want you to see, and you report. That is the first part of your academic matter, lectures and practicals. The second part of your academic matters has to do with examinations. It is a rule that you make yourself available 1 hour before the start of any examination. You are right there. And in case, let's say you have issues with the logistics, you want to come late to the exam hall, the maximum minutes allowed for 3 hours lecture and exam is 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, you are not eligible to be allowed to enter into the exam or to write the exam. You have to know that. Now, if you are having issues, it is important, it is out of courtesy that you contact maybe the lecturer in charge, or the head of the department, or the coordinator of the course. Still on examination, what comes or what goes into your grade can be divided into 2. You have the continuous assessment and you have the exam part. If you want to use the issue of continuous assessment, I will classify your courses into 3. We have those courses that are purely theoretical. They don't have practical components. Under that condition, it is important that your continuous assessment carries 30%, while your main exam will carry the remaining 70%. Where you have partly theory, partly practical, your practical and your continuous assessment will carry what we call 40%, while your main exam will carry 60%. And the third class of your course is where your course is purely and entirely practical, in which case your write-up and your classwork will carry 70%, while your main exam will carry just 30%. You know this already. Still on examination. When the dean was talking to you about the handbook, he made mention of the number of courses you can receive. It is important to know that for the part 2 to part 5, or 200 level to 500 level, the maximum number of courses one can fail and qualify for receipt is 3. Maximum number of courses is 3. And it has a provision. Provided your average mark is not less than 50%. If it is less than 50% and the maximum number of courses you have failed is 3, you have to repeat, because the average is less than 50%. You may be wondering, how is that possible? If you do 10 courses and you score maybe 50, 50 in about 7, 40, 40 or 45 in 3. By the time they include your halfway, it will be less than 50. Under that condition, you are not eligible to do any receipt. We can go on and go on and go on. Then under probation, if your cumulative CGPA is less than 2.5, for the first year you are on probation. And if you maintain that less than 2.5 the following year, you will be withdrawn from the faculty. Maybe I should stop here and wait for when you have questions. We are here for clarification. Good afternoon. Thank you.
I'm here to talk about other policies governing the university life, e.g., anti-sexual harassment policy, security, etc. I believe they are talking of academic security. University has its own policy, has its own regulations. But I bet you, even in pharmacy, we have our own. It may be, tailor to university rules and regulations harassment in the faculty. When I say sexual harassment, I'm not saying staff, I'm not just saying staff, trying to harass female students. Because female students to harass lecturers, it's still the same thing. You'll be dealt with. You go around, going around, looking for help, assistance. You want their help, going from door to door. When you get to know, you'll be dealt with. As per securing your successes, we are here. We will never leave you comfortlessly. We will go after you until you pass. Because right now is interactive. We will interact with you. We will not take advantage of you. Don't take advantage of us either. We want you to learn. We want you to pass and pass well. We don't want, now even if there is mass failure, the lecturer involved will be queried. Although I don't know how you have gone, how you were selected, but if you are meritoriously selected, you are not supposed to fail. If you are good in the selection process, you are not supposed to fail faculty. Okay? There will be zero tolerance to examination malpractice. My lecturer is here. I went to his end. I never for once tried to peep into what my lecturer did, because you will sit here, you will sit there, you will see that you have every space. Don't be surprised if you do something to you. So right from the beginning of the session, just make sure that you study. Make sure that you write your notes. Make sure that you have group discussions. Nothing but group discussions. Even in the faculty, whether the person is your sister or your brother, you cannot put your hand around his or her shoulders. We will discuss with our team what kind of uniform you wear, but you might like to wear uniform for discipline. This is a professional course. Mind you, some people, it's not only you watching, there are people outside who have spent billions to give you pharmacy education. We will not disappoint them. We produce first class, world class graduates. I assure you this, but you have to cooperate. They have told you what you need to do inside out. Don't say, maybe I'm in school, let me pretend. You go out and become what do you call it, hooligan or area boy. You will be dealt with. We will know. We will put forget to post this at the stated places. If anybody harass you or you harass anybody, you better report yourself. Because we know. If you report yourself, we will just warn you. If you are reported, we will deal with you. We will know. If you have any complaint, if you don't put the name, if you don't put it well, we will still investigate. Either you put your name or you don't put your name, we will investigate. Not that you want to discuss somebody and now go and write it. No, we will not tolerate that. And if you do that, we know we deal with you. Because they have told you need to be honest. Absolute honesty. That's what we want. I'm in pharmaceutics. My colleague has told you, see, in effect, they will give you 0 because of dishonesty. Take your instructions, they will give you instructions. That is why all these vices will be totally eliminated. You are the pioneer student. I'm sure some of you are Yoruba. They say, Eshiwaju, do you understand that? Yes, do you understand that? Yes, if you don't know, if you are not Yoruba, let me your answer. Please, who can interpret? Anybody who can interpret. Among you can interpret. Look at it. I'm not saying you should interpret literally. Okay. Please, if you are not Yoruba, I don't know why all of you are just together. When I say you are Yoruba, I saw hands around that place. Why? Anyway, maybe you form discussion groups. That's very nice. Anyway. What I'm telling you that, you know, let me just explain to you. When a horse is in front, the one at the back, you want to do what? Overtake the one in front. So you spot them, the one in front spots the rear one to speed faster. So what that means is, if you who are pioneer students are not dealt with that. Those coming behind you will do worse. But I will congratulate you that as far as we are concerned, you will not fail, except you want to fail. Except you want to fail. We will not fail you, except you want to fail. It's okay. All these policies here and there. See, let me just round up. Has any of you gone to website? Have you gone to website? You are in this, they don't know policy, they don't know rules and regulation. It's there. This one, I brought it out just less than 2 hours ago from a website, disciplinary system. A city where there is no law, there is no what? There is no sin. Go and read. Just go to university website, type students or anything, other than student. Read everything, it's there. Everything they have told you here is here. It's here. Don't say, I didn't know. Ignorance. Nothing like that anymore. Don't say, I didn't know, I didn't read it. Go and read it here. See, if I have to go through this, I will spend more than an hour. It's a whole lecture. So go and read it in your comfort zone. Go and read it. So many things you think is not important. You do it, you are caught, you are in for it. It's here. I will not read it. It's there. Go and read it. You have your Android phone. You have money to buy data. Go and read it right now. And this policy will keep changing. It's not exhaustive. When you come back to faculty, we will start again. We will brief you so that you don't miss it. Thank you very much.
Because it's an important unit of the important part of the university, and so that you can avail yourself of the services of the university.
My good friends, the professors, HODs, our staff, and our students. Good morning, everyone. I I work in the Counseling and Human Development Center, Unimed, and I'm fortunate to be one of the counselors in the unit. I'm here to talk about our activities in the counseling center. Let me ask these simple questions. How many of us have counselors when we're in secondary schools or primary schools? Your school counselors, you have them. Thank God. You're welcome. Let me say this. We are all trained in the same universities under the same conditions. But let me say this. We don't have the same focus and the same clients. They deal with children, but we deal with adults. So when we, at any age you enter university, you are considered as what? As an adult. And that is why the way you look at your counselors in secondary school, please let me just tell you, we are different. What do we do? This is a counseling sector. We call it a center because we just don't counsel. We have an integrated services that we provide. Let me say this: counseling and human center in Unimed is saddled with the responsibility of assisting students to cope with different challenges that they may face in the university. They know that the university know that you cannot do without us. There are problems are bound to happen here and there: academics, social problem, family problem, personal problem, fear, anxiety, and all the rest. They are bound to happen, and that is why we were employed to serve you and to serve you better. I always tell students that visit our center that plus or minus we pay our services, but it's so disheartening that majority of you pay for services that you refuse to enjoy. We are there to serve you, and we are encouraging you today that you should visit the center. We are located at Odoshita campus, very close to the hall where we take your lectures presently. We have three different aspects of counseling or types of counseling. We have the vocational, we have the educational, then we have the social personal. Educational relates to your academic issues. Vocational, your profession, like what you are doing today. Then the last one is social personal. That is your personal life, your social life, your relationship. What you are passing through individually. And all these three broad of counseling types have been divided into different services that we provide. Number one is academic support services. See, whenever you have issues with your reading habit, your study habit, and all the rest, please visit us. We have solutions to that. And because you are paying us, you should be ready to enjoy the service you are paying for. The individual counseling. There are cases whereby we can counsel on individually or on a group, at least maximum of 20 at a time. Provided they are having the same issues and the same challenge, we can group them together to counsel them. Then we have behavioral management. See, where there are issues like truancy, like drug addict, and so many other problems like that, we are there to do justice to that. Then career and vocational services. There are issues whenever there are some students that visit our center and they tell us they want to change their profession. And we ask them why? What informed you about the former one, and why are you changing, and so many other things. We try to do justice to that as well. And then another aspect I want to really talk about is the premarital counseling. Let me just put it the way I want to put it. That is the area of relationship. I cannot shy away from that. I'm a mother, and I know what is going on in the society. October rush is there, whereby people come around to post you and ask for relationships. But let me just say this: please set boundaries. What did I say? Yes, it is not that bad for a boy and a girl to be friends in the university. A heterosexual relationship is bound to happen among students. But let me just say this. Whenever you have an opposite sex as a friend, please define the relationship, set boundaries. Tell him, are we going out? Are we dating? No. Tell him or her, let each other know the boundaries you have with each other. Else, there might be problem in the nearest future. Set boundaries concerning your relationship. Then another aspect that I actually want to talk about is the issue of a relationship. So if you are into that and you have a relationship with the opposite sex, please set boundaries. Let each other know what you are doing. Then the area of management of health-related or psychological issues like fear, anxiety, depression, and all the rest. Please visit our center. We are there to help you. We are employed to serve you, and we are ready to serve you better at any time. Then another one is online counseling. Let me say this. We are 3 in that group, in that center, and we are all counselors. I'm fortunate to have a head who is presently on leave, and I'm the one relieving her, and that is why you are seeing me here. And have another person that is, a subordinate, and also a counselor. You can call us at any time. That is the truth. We have our number pasted everywhere. Fortunately, I wanted to project my slide, but unfortunately, my laptop fucked up and I couldn't do that. But I'm saying all this, that we are there to serve you, and we will serve you better. Before I leave the podium, let me just say this. Confidentiality is the soul of our business. Don't think that, if I tell her my problem, she's going to share with anybody. No. Whatever you say in that center or whatever you tell us, stay in us and with us. We don't tell anybody except on one condition that is affecting your health or affecting other person's health too. And in cases where we cannot even handle your problem, we do what we call referral. We refer you to the appropriate quarter because we are not, we can't claim that we know everything. But eventually you come around and complain about health issues, we refer to the professionals in that field that can actually help you. So please, we are not Mr. or Mrs. Know-All, and we cannot do justice to all the problems. But when the case arises, we do what we call referral, and refer to the appropriate person. At this junction, let me just say this. You are here for a purpose, and I know that the purpose will be achieved by the grace of God. Everybody is looking at you, and all eyes are on you. Your parents, your siblings, your parents have the mind that in the next 5 years I'm going to produce or have a pharmacist in my family. Your siblings, the society, your friends, they are all looking up onto you. And my advice here is, don't disappoint them. Say to yourself, I won't disappoint them. Yes, you will not disappoint them, provided you do the needful. Provided you yield to all the advice you received today. Please do the needful. Everyone is looking up onto you, and I pray you will not disappoint them. I wish you success in your endeavors.
Because this is a class, Yes, I want to appreciate our team. And let me give you this information before I go on to the next assignment, which is questions and answers. Our current team, our sitting team now, was my lecturer about 35 years ago. Not really that, it was also my team, even
we all pass through tutelage. Except for my professor. My graduate was Ibadan. She finished undergraduate from University of Ibadan. So I just want you to realize that it's a privilege that some of us are standing along with him as a lecturer. In those days in Ife, let me just give you a brief information. We used to have this colloquium as we are having it now. But the relation between lecturers and students was like between the two cups. We are so far apart. We fear our lecturers so much. Only few of us privileged have opportunity to interact with our lecturers then. But things have changed. Things have changed for good. Nowadays, students walk to the most senior professor in a department. Even part one student, you are being counseled now that when you have challenges, you should do what? Call any one of us. We are available to serve you. It is not that old era. We are past that stage now. We are in a new era where there should be cordial relationship between students and their lecturers. So based on that now, we are going to the questions and answers section. And I want to assure you, nobody will be penalized. You are going to ask any question as long as it concerns your continued education in this university. So I want to open the floor. We are going to give you numbers. The questions will be directed to the appropriate quarters. Thank God the counseling unit is here, our dean is here, and all the guest lecturers are also here to address those questions. And those questions we cannot answer. Possibly my dean will take you to the council. So, students.
So my question goes that what are the key challenges faced that we massive questions we face if we do in the university or in our academic session? What are the key challenges as we massive questions?
The key challenges. Okay, if I'm hearing you very well, you said the key challenges that pharmacy students will be facing as we enter the professional level. So, my things are.
Okay. My question is that, is it possible to practice in 2 areas?
To practice in 2 areas.
Then
is it before you graduate or after graduation?
After graduation.
Oh, okay, okay.
Then second one is that, what's our normal academic session?
Normal academic session. Okay. In their students is that you must be bold. And now, what are you going to get? Doctor of what? Pharmacy. So you are not going to be equivalent of MBBS, Doctor of Physiotherapy, Doctor of Optometry. You are going to become a doctor, isn't it? You are so lucky.
Yeah, I have about 3 questions here. The first one are, what are the key challenges you face as pharmacy students? Usually, it's a very intense because that combines science, management, as well as the clinical practice. And like my colleagues told you, it's a practical intensive course. I've talked about 6 departments. At least in 5 of those departments, we run active practicals. And if you run a session of 20 weeks, you are supposed to do at least 10 to 11 weeks of those practicals. We combine it with our lectures. And right from the time when I was a student, people complain a lot that is intensive. And they will say pharmacy is difficult. But when I got into pharmacy school, I made up my mind that since I took exam myself and passed into the university, nobody is going to scare me. Because the exam you passed to the students of this university was an external exam. It was, you did the exam, it was marked externally. Even your school certificate, it was marked externally. It's not your teachers that marked it. But you are in school now. It's people who teach you that will mark your exams. That's an added advantage. So what people call challenges, I think, about disposition. And I want you to have that very positive disposition. If we can go through it, if everybody who sat here can go through it, you can. You had somebody who said, I taught him 25 years ago. He went through it too. And he's my colleague. So there's no problem. Is it possible to practice in two areas? It's almost impossible. You can leave one area and go to another because we are licensed. If you are licensed, wherever you are practicing, is your license you are using. You cannot be a hospital pharmacy and practice community pharmacy at the same time. That's part of the ethics. You don't want people accusing you that you are stealing hospital drugs to go and sell in your pharmacies. So you'd rather leave one and go and practice in another. You can't combine two areas. Even as an academic pharmacist now, I can practice community pharmacy, but I'm not going to be the superintendent pharmacist. I have to employ somebody who will register for me. Are you with me? Because I'm supposed to be in my practice area 24 hours, covering my practice. As an academic pharmacist, that's impossible for me. Are you with me? That's the only condition. Normal academic session. I don't know what you mean. You're lucky to be here. We'll follow the normal academic session in Unimed. And luckily I've been here, this is my third session here. Academic session has not flowed. You do your exam and you still have 3 months to go for IT and so on. So that is, we adapt to that. Then somebody says, do we use grading system? I don't know what you mean by that. We grade, and we still, if you go to your handbooks, you will see the grading system there. What constitutes A, B, C, D, and E. I hope I've answered the question. By the way, while I was answering the question, Dr. Mrs. Omolola Ajala, the head of the Department of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceuticals, she just came in. She was supposed to take you through the handbook. I've done it for you. Okay. She was my student. And this person sitting down, she was my student at Masters in Ibadan, and PhD. So everybody is my student. Do we wear scrub apart from lab coats? No. We use lab coats. So far, I am not a fan of uniforms. Even Professor Majeko didn't talk about it. But I would rather align myself with Mr. Lucian as long as we are decently dressed. Maybe men in tie and women decently dressed. I think that is good dressing. I hate for all of us to be in the same uniform. It doesn't allow for freedom of thought or freedom of... we are no longer in secondary school. I don't believe in uniform system. And maybe as long as I'm the dean or still involved with the faculty, you probably won't use any uniform. Taking our 200 level lecture. Is it an all of you should pray to the God in the language you know how to do best. As for me, I'm making all effort with the university authority that our faculty be finished. I can assure you we're about ordering the equipment that will be in it. if we can finish at the roofing, they want to get it to the roofing level. If it can be finished and they put seats for us in our lecture theatre, I think we'll be in the permanent site. And along with that, there are hostels being built that are build, operate, and run at the permanent site. So I think it would involve you running between Laje, Onoshida, and so on. But if our building is not finished, we are making efforts. We have a plan B that we are developing with the university. It will be a bit stressful, but we are developing a plan B. Is there a makeup exam? The makeup exam of the university is what constitutes our. I don't know the level of the makeup the university does, but for pharmacy, like you've had several, level 200 to 500, you cannot take more than 3 courses during makeup. And for final year, you cannot take more than 2 courses as makeup. It seems a lot of you are shy, so you are writing. I promise that we are available, so I'll quickly go through. Please, regarding the school fees, is it going to reduce as we move forward? The answer is no. You should come and pray for the former Vice Chancellor, because pharmacy is intensive, and he more or less reduced the price, the school fees by almost 35%. Sitting down there is pharmacist that day, you open it, you get somebody to register it, not you. You can't use your certificate in 2 places. Yes, go and read your handbook, because I'm getting questions on these 3 courses. It's both first and second semester combined. You can't fail more than 3 courses. So we are going to use CGPA. Yes, we are going to use CGPA because the NUC has the current minimum mass, CC mass, and we have to follow that. So that's the prescription for us. You are not going to be divided. The beauty of our departments is so that we can, in actual fact, in other clients now, department has been blurred. So people teach in a combined manner. But we have departments, we're not going to separate the departments. Our departments are to teach specific areas of pharmacy. But everything you're going to get a combined degree. So you are not going to be divided into departments. Laje is not the permanent site. Our permanent site is down Laje Road. Maybe if you have time, you can get there. That's the university's permanent site. I can tell you pharmacy building as well as Faculty of Allied and Medical and Health Sciences are some of the 2 buildings that are springing up there. Other buildings are starting. The computer ICT building is about to start there and so on. So it's not Laje, it's not Onoshida, but the university permanent site. How may pharmacy students build a strong portfolio while still in school? What you should do is be attentive to your studies. Like I told you, a lot of things are developing. As you go through the various areas, it can shape what your interest is going to be in practice. What you learn in different departments can shape what your practice area will be like. And if it's shaped, I spoke about AI, and I hope in before you get to the final year, there will be a course on AI, either university-wide or in pharmacy. I mean, there are a lot of you that are good in computers, and you can do a lot with it. That's what you call in silico drug design. There are people sit at their computer now, and they build, they design drugs. It used to take like 25 years to do, but you can sit on your computer, play around, and do it. Those are what AI is making possible. So all those, you can develop interest in them. And I think there is nothing that says you cannot develop interest. I participated in a symposium in the Faculty of Clinical Sciences, and I spoke about pharmacogenomics that I mentioned for you. After that, a medical student came to me and said, that's the area he wants to specialize in. And he's been coming to me and talking and talking. So I've been guiding him. So that's how to build your interest on. I think that's my understanding of it. Professional exams, there is one after you finish your housemanship or internship when you finish. But within the school, the professional exams you're writing are the dispensing examinations. There are professional exams. Then pharmacy law and ethics is a professional exam because we run pharmacy law and ethics on behalf of Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. What's the future of pharmacy students in Nigeria and position and global opportunities? I'll tell you, it's very, very bright. We have a lot of our students I taught, because I said you have management courses and so on, that are doing well in other areas, not even pharmacy. They go to other areas and they still end up in pharmacy back. We have those of them who are, I think the MD of OPE, or which one of the fintechs, OPE is a pharmacy student from Egypt. Network, telecommunications and so on. The thing is that it makes you a total person. There's what you call e-pharmacy or internet pharmacy. It's yet to take off, in which your pharmacy is run virtually, and you don't want non-professionals to run it for you. That's a very, very virgin area in Nigeria. So that you'll be supplying clients online, they order online, then they will send somebody to come and collect, or you go and deliver to them, and so on. So there are bright future for everything. We have not started master and PhD degree. You learn, generally you learn to walk before you can jump. NUC won't even allow us. NUC will want us to train you as undergraduates to graduate you. And in the process of your 6 years, you will probably start a master's and a PhD. We are yet to start. Yes, you can change career from hospital to industrial and so on. You are knowledgeable enough to do that. Yes, what is hampering us from having events as a faculty is we don't have a place of our own, and you are at 100 level. I can assure you, when we have our faculty, you can have student program. Don't be cool. I was in Afe Babalola University at Ekiti some 1 month ago to go and deliver a lecture at their pharmacy, which happens to be the first one they are holding. And they've been in existence now for like 6 or 7 years. It's the first one they were holding. And I was privileged to be called to come and give a lecture. I mean, I had over 1,000, they have about 1,000 students. And we used a very big hall. And it was about the future of pharmacy. That's what I spoke of. So that's why I'm able to answer all your questions. So by the time we move to our faculty, we will encourage you to be involved in a lot of students' activities. Even invite other people. Then you are able to hold pharmacy week and other things. Pharmaceutical Association of Nigerian Students. Immediately we move to our building, we encourage you to start.
What department of pharmacy deals with research and creating new drugs? Also, what department do pharmaceutical companies function on?
Developing new drugs cut across all departments. Drugs are basically chemicals. So to understand them, that's why you need to study pharmaceutical chemistry. That is chemistry of drugs. If you are in pharmacognosy, you can develop drugs from herbal preparations. Pharmaceutics is where you compound the drug, you make them into tablets, injections, and so forth. Microbiology is where, even when you prepare your drugs, you need to limit the amount of microbes that are in it. And so especially your suspensions, syrups, and so on. So everything, that's why I say department is just for us to teach that specialized area. But everything is one unit. I've already addressed the dress code. Your FAMD is a first degree. If you want to do a master's, you still come back and do a master's in whatever area of your choice. So, and if you want to proceed to PhD, that's equally possible, and you can do that both internal and external.
What's the difference between pharmacy and clinical pharmacy?
It's a component of your hospital and community pharmacy, because it teaches you about drug management. Then drug management is a general term. Which drugs to use in particular situations, which drugs will interact with one another, so that you'll be in a position to advise the prescribing doctor on the use of drugs. So you can do that while you are a hospital pharmacy. You can do that while you are a community pharmacist. Because prescriptions are going to come to you. You'll be able to look at them and so on. It's about, you are involved now in advising about medications. So there is not dichotomy. It's a tool for you to be able to work. So it's not just for hospital. It's useful in clinic, in community too.
Good afternoon, everyone, Jane and my distinguished colleagues. So it's a great opportunity to have gained admission to this university. And like I have done during the orientation, even though many of you didn't go for the orientation, and that's where to start from. Out of about 51 that were available at that time, less than 10 came for the orientation. And I like to say that if you start running away from university programs, you are not going to gain maximally. And that's where failure starts from. The Vice Chancellor and many of the principal officers, the deans, were in the orientation, and you were not there. So what does that mean? It means good readers buy rubbish, you don't care. So you need to care, because your parents are laboring outside there. If you are in the UK or whatever, you will work. Yes, you will work. But in Nigeria, the parents are slaves for us. So they are paying you to go to school. That's what is happening. If you realize it properly. Your parents are paying you to go to school. So the best you can do for yourself, not for anybody, not even for your parents. I keep telling young people, it's not because of your parents, it's because of yourself. Yes, on the graduation day, they're going to take pictures, Yamitu Katuka, you know that they say. But then it is you that is getting the certificate, and it's you that is becoming the professional. So it's very important that when you come here, pharmacy is a course that you will sit down, you will read, your tutors are going to be peppering you, and you will still tell yourself, come on, I'm not going to stand up. That's how it is. That's how it is. And for everyone that you see seated here, even for, this is our counselor, okay, I met you during the orientation, you're welcome, ma. Even for her, I'm sure, you know, everybody has had to burn the midnight candle to be able to really do well. And that's why you are here. You are welcome. What's the name of your faculty? Say it if you are confident. Very important. Because it's embarrassing. When people are doing graduation, you'll be asking them, somebody, which degree? And some of them will not know the name of their degree. Some of them will not even know the name of their faculty. I'm like, what's happening? So this faculty is Oluwakikugbe Faculty of Pharmacy. That's the approved name. And it's important for you to talk about that with your pride. That's where you belong to. And from now, build it into you. And of course, like the dean has explained to us, all the departments are one. You have to match knowledge. Don't compartmentalize it here. Don't say it was in pharmaceutics that they taught us that. Because there are many things in farm care that are useful in pharmaceutics. And I'm trying to ignore it. When I'm doing even my pharmaceutics research, it's like I'm not making sense. So when something, like when I was doing my master's, I remember the postgraduate coordinator said, I was doing pharmaceutics. But then, because I love to do animal experiment, that's now pharmacology. And the lecturer, you say, this work that you want to do, you can't run away from it without doing animal experiment. And I said, I don't like OD animals. He said, see, this is pharmacy. You have to, everything that you need to do, you have to match your knowledge together. When they teach you something pharmaceutics, if something similar comes up, you know, in chemistry is our father. Why did I say that? Because we are dealing basically with chemicals. So there's no need to be running away. I say the fear of farm care, you know, is the beginning of life. No, you don't have to be afraid of it. Just break it down. Break it down. You will understand. Every paracetamol, para-acetaminophenol. You understand? So at the para position, there is a phenol group. That's it. Once you learn to understand, not cram, you will see that you will do very well. You will do very well. So, on this note, once again, I congratulate every one of you. Please congratulate your neighbor. Congratulations. Congratulate the person beside you. Thank you very much.
That last semester we were unable to do this because your resumption was haphazard. But I made sure that this semester we do that. And it's mainly to advise you, like all my colleagues have done, that you should face your studies. I've given you my own example that I made up my mind if I could pass external exam. Even the exam that brought me to the university was an external examination. Now I'm in the university studying and I have been assessed by people who are teaching me. I believe that I can make a success of it. And I want you to have that attitude. If you are here, you count yourself lucky. Because amongst many people who wanted to come to the university then and have not been able to make it. So be diligent like you have been advised with your work. And I'm sure success will be yours. And we are not bringing you here to fail. We will love it for all of you to actually pass. But it rests more on you than us. But I can assure you that with my colleagues here, we're going to do our best to make your stay comfortable. At the matriculation, we took a photograph together. And I forwarded a copy to the trust that is in charge of our faculty, that is helping us to build and equip our faculty. And I'm promising that we'll probably make a copy of it and hang it in the dean's office for posterity to see you as the first set of pharmacy students in Unimed. To thank all my colleagues, some of them have had to travel this morning like Dr. Ajala just said, I want to thank all of you for being present. At least it's good for us to interact with our students, and we've done that. I want to thank the counselor for being there at orientation and for yielding to our call to come and share what the center does with our students. And I want to thank the students too for making out time to come and have a fellowship with your teachers. We have exchanged information because we spoke, and from the volume of paper I have here, you had a lot to ask us. And to the best of our ability, I think we've been able to respond. I want to tell you that we are all accessible to you once again, and that always remember the reason why you're here.